Oh my goodness. What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Now I get out here on a weekly basis, see how many fish we can get to the boat. All you have to do on your end is subscribe to the channel, guess the weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, courtesy of SWAT Lawn Operations, you can walk away with some cash for your pocket. Oh man. All right, guys, we're gonna put an hour and a half on the shot clock today. Want to give a big shout out to FishXLive. Make sure you guys go and check that out. The premier tournament fishing app. If you like live fishing, live competitions, make sure you go and check out FishXLive.com for all the latest and greatest. And let's see. Oh yeah, discount codes, guys. You guys have been asking about different products. Let me go ahead and put this down here for you. So all you have to do is guess the weight and win. So we have the message scrolling down there at the bottom. Let me change that up. All right, shout out to GL Jones. Looks like he's first in the chat. Good to see you in the chat. All right, guys. Like I said, we got 2 hours on the shot clock. We're going to get out here and see if we can make it happen. All you have to do is subscribe first, guess the weight of the fish, and bam, just like that. Like I said, courtesy of SWAT Lawn Operations, you can walk away with some cash in your pocket. Also discounts. The links are in the description, and you can see it kind of down here on the scroll bar. Anytime that I can get any type of discounts or good things like that going on for you guys, I always will list it in the description. Discount code MoneyBass right now if you want to get 15% off of any of these fine fishing rods that you see and other equipment and gear that's on the website. Make sure you guys go and check that out. All right, let's get to it, guys. We are at the Spotted Bass today. Like I said, we have an hour and a half on the shot clock, so let's go ahead and get moving. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here for a second and see what we can see. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, guys. Let's see if we can go ahead and get the likes up. Still have the rods and reels and everything on the boat that I use for this weekend. I guess we can go through a quick rundown and let you guys see what I had, the plans I had in mind. Actually, before we do that, before I roll up where I don't want to be, let's go ahead and drop the trolling motor, hit spot lock, and get these units turned on, and then we'll go over. All right, so this is what was on the menu for this weekend. For those of you that know, you know, I was in a tournament this weekend on this lake, Lake Lanier. I was going largemouth hunting. So this is the gear that I pretty much had set up. So I was going to be throwing the spinner bait. I don't even think I threw the spinner bait. Not one time. I don't think so. All right, next up, of course, we had the shaky head. And if you guys can see, this one is broke off. So I need to retie that one. We'll leave this one up on the deck. Let's see what else we have up here. We had a jerk bait. I did not even throw the jerk bait not one time. Let's go ahead and get this stuff untangled. All right, let's see what else we had. It's kind of a bumpy ride. All right, so next up we had, and I did throw this a little bit. I guess I'll leave this on deck. Throw this one or two times. So I had a little minnow, a little paddle tail minnow, but I did not catch anything on that, but we'll still leave it on deck just in case. All right, and something I did have on deck was this right here, but my reel, the brake system's kind of messed up on it. So I need to put that back here to the back. Jerk bait, we'll put this back to the back too, just because I don't know. If you see something, I'll pull it back up and throw it. Of course, the spinner bait's going back to the back. Today we're gonna crank. I'll keep this little paddle tail minnow up here. On this other side, as you guys see, I had my other shaky head set up. But we're gonna change that. Well, actually, I'll leave this worm on here. This is my backup shaky head rod right here. If you guys see, I'm running two of these. Two duplicate setups. Can you guys see that? Each of those has a shaky head on it, but just a different worm on there. Next up was the jig. Didn't really use that jig too much, or basically not at all. Let's see who else we have in the chat. Shout out to Blaster. We got Jody in the chat. Texas Noob, what's going on? We got Backlash Fisherman. All right, shout out to the Backlashers out there. All right. Want to give a big shout out to the Facebook crew. I see the Facebook crew tuning in today. All right, the other thing, I had a wacky rig. I changed the worm up. Normally I throw like a Cinco type worm on there, but I changed it up a little bit. Had that on there. Think I threw that 1, 2, maybe 3 times, possibly, but not much. So we're gonna put that back up. All right, and my crankbait. So I'm gonna change this crankbait out. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and leave this chartreuse on there. Generally, I throw the chartreuse whenever I'm going after largemouth, but who knows? We'll leave it on there today and see what happens. So let's get these rods out of the way and make room for the game plan for the day. Also, just so I can keep up with the chat, let me just hop in the chat with you guys real quick. Where's my chat? Let's see. Turn my Wi-Fi off. All right. So what I'll do on this phone, so I can see what you guys are seeing, because again, we're still testing out the reception and everything like that. So feel free to hop in the chat and make sure you guys give me feedback. Shout out to Kevin Two Fishes. I see what's going on. Texas Snoop says it does it for us also. Blaster says, so you came in first over the weekend tournament. Yes, sir. Did you guys see the post? Kevin says, my video keeps bouncing from landscape. Oh, yeah, that's because I'm moving around, guys. I'm moving. I guess what I can do is, let me just do this for you. Let me lock the screen. Where is my lock screen at? Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. We're locked, guys. So now, when I'm turning sideways, there we go. We're good now. All right, and on here, let's do a quick search and find it on here. So right now, guys, I'm still testing out some ways so I can stay in the chat a little bit better. So right now, what I'm doing is just logging in on this other phone just so I can keep up with you guys. Because I always like to see what's going on in the chat. Right now, what I'm doing is just logging in. All right, get that volume down. And on this other phone just so I can keep up with you guys. Bam, there we go. All right, so now I'm in the chat. What's going on, Jody? Says nice gear. We got Parker in the chat. Who else do we have in here? We'll see if this chat right here stays up to there we go. Let me skip to live. All right, just bear with me, guys. We're almost ready to roll. All right, so let's get things moving. So first, what I have to do is get this retied because over the weekend, I had to break this off. Also, one of my crankbaits that and actually this is the crankbait that I caught one of those big fish on from the tournament this weekend. But as you can see, it hit the wrong thing and the bill is broke off now. So this one is no more good. I have to buy another one. No bueno. The bill broke off of that one. But yeah, so that is what I wanted to throw today. So obviously I can't do that, but let's get this retired first. All right, so what did you guys get into this weekend? Shout out to C219 Troy. He says, what's up, money? Congrats on your win. He says, I came in fourth with 14.22. Goodness gracious. How many fish is that with 14? Because I'm pretty sure you're talking about crappie. So is that for 7 or is that for 5 or how many fish was that? Oh yeah, and then I had whatever this crazy thing was. Somebody's bait that I pulled out of the water. So it's always pulling out trash. You guys see all that line and stuff in there? All that stuff has come out of the lake. All right, so we need some line. Back up there. I need some line. I need a bait. All right, for 7 crappie. Good deal. All right, Texas New, what are y'all talking about as far as login? Is that something on my end y'all are talking about? All right, coming up on the 22nd. On the 22nd, guys, mark your calendars. We have the next Battle of the Anglers is going to be taking place 22nd of this month. All right, so on my shaky head, you guys know it. I put 12-pound line on here. So I have a 15 to 20-pound high-vis yellow braided leader. Braided main line. And then I tie an Alberto knot for my shaky head. So let's get that done. Man, today is a nice day. Sun is out. Wind's not really blowing all that bad. One. Let me get it right. One, two, three, four, five. Goodness gracious, guys. I'm sitting here trying to look at the chat and tie this knot. Let me just do one at a time. All right, so this is how I do my Alberto knot, guys. I put 5 twists one way and 5 twists back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pinch it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I try to put it back into the same grooves whenever I'm coming back the other direction so that it lays flat a lot better. Big shout out to David Dudley. That's where I learned to tie this knot from. All right, there we go. Put some tension on it. All right, that's good enough for a 7-pounder. Who saw the big fish from this weekend? Shout out to Cody in the chat. All right, so you said on who is that? TC Outdoors in the chat. He says, yo, money. He says, did you put your bets in from fantasy fishing? No, sir. I don't know how to play fantasy fishing, fantasy football, and all that kind of stuff. Is it complicated? All right, clip these ends off. All right, so Texas Noob, are you guys, where are you trying to log into? You saying when you log into FishXLive, what's happening when you do that? All right, there we go. And then I like making my leader about the same length as the fishing rod. So actually double the length of the fishing rod. So I'll make my leader about 15 to 20 feet, something like that. Because this water, as you guys have seen a lot, is very, very clear. Goodness, I need some new scissors. These things are kind of dull. All right, now let's get tied on real quick. All right, and my knot over here, it has a little bitty piece sticking out that will get hung up on the cast because I didn't cut it close enough. So now the trick is getting this thing cut without actually messing up the line itself. All right, there we go. Got it. All right, so we're ready, almost ready to roll, guys. All right, so the reason I was late, is whenever after the last tournament, I actually forgot to hitch the boat to the trailer. Drove all the way back home, everything. Got to the lake today. When I backed the boat in at the lake and hopped out of the truck to go back and park where to get on the boat, when I looked back, the boat was floating off into the lake. Luckily, there was a guy with a All right, give me a second, guys. We're gonna reset some things real quick. So just bear with me if you could, because I see you guys are saying it's kind of going out a little bit. So now let me change some things up real quick. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, just bear with me, guys. I'm just resetting a few things, and then we'll be right back on. All right, that connected. All right. All right, here we go, guys. Drop a 1 in the and see me okay. All right, drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay and see me okay. I just had to reset a few things real quick before we get started. It's been kind of rough out here. All right, now let me hop back into the chat while I put the gear away. Lock screen. We'll turn that back off. All right, and so I can see what you guys are seeing, let's hop in here to the live. All right, now we're good to go. All right, I see you guys dropping the ones in the chat for me. TC Outdoor says on Bassmaster for tournament, if you win the games, then you can win a rod. Well, I mean, look at the bar that's scrolling on here, guys. If you can guess the weight of one of these fish, you can walk away with some cash for your pocket. Which one would you rather have? And also, if you want a rod, right now, I have it set up to where you guys can get discounts. Just make sure you click the link in the description so you can check out and see if the bendation is sensational for you. All right, so how much time do we have on the shot clock today? All right, guys, we have 1 hour, 1 hour on the shot clock today. All right, there's the alarm. We have 1 hour left. What's up, Ricky Bobby? We got Ricky Bobby tuning in today. All right, remember, guys, if you are a long-time subscriber to the channel, make sure you head over to the horizontal live. So there's one live stream that is taking place. Is going to be horizontal like this, but there's also one that's going to be the vertical version of it. So I need everybody to go over to the horizontal live stream. That's where I'm going to be reading the comments and everything from. So the vertical lives are pretty much for people that are just visiting the channel to find the channel. But if you've been here before, make sure you go to the horizontal live, guys. Because right now, I'm only showing about 8 people on. Shout out to Ricky Bobby. He says, I switched to horizontal. All right, good deal, Ricky Bobby. Yeah, just head on over to the horizontal live stream, guys. And once we weigh fish and things like that, that's where we're going to be taking the weight from. It's from the horizontal live. The vertical live is for newbies. If you're new to the channel, and let's just check. Do we have anybody that is new to the channel? If you are new to the channel, just type the word new in the chat. And let's change this real quick. Let's see. If you're new to the chat, just type the word new in the chat for me. Let's head back in here. There we go. Shout out to Big Ro. We got Big Ro in the chat. All right. Today I had a late start, guys. Trying to get all this new stuff set up. Let's just reset this screen. I should have cleaned this thing off before I came out here. All right, but while we're doing that, we can always have a bait out in the water, right? All right, we're sitting at about 25 feet of water right now. All right, now let's go to my mapping, and then we'll be back at 100%. All right, there we go. All right, can you guys hear that wind coming in? The wind is not my friend, not today. What's going on? We got Dottie tuning in. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Spot Snatcher, back in the chat. Man, I was so close this weekend. All right, who saw the post that I put up with it's about a 6.5 pounder that I had. Remember, guys, I'm hunting for a 7 pounder. So that was the first tournament of the Rob Bender's Bass Club season. Opening up, I came out the gate with a 6.44. I was hoping that it was going to be 7.01 is all I needed. It was just 7.01. Anything with a 7 in front of it would have been good enough. Roy Duran said, I did. Did any of you watch the live weigh-in? Put yes in the chat if you watched the live weigh-in. Put yes in the chat. All right, so I see Roy. I see TC Outdoors. You guys are still on the vertical live. The burning season looks like you're on the vertical live too. Head over and go to the horizontal live. Go to the horizontal live because that is where we will see the. Actually, you know what? We may be able to do both. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, so who watched the actual live weigh-in? I see Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby hitting with the yes. He watched the live weigh-in. Anybody else? Anybody else watch the live weigh-in? Only Ricky Bobby. PC Outdoor says, how do I do that? Just go to, if you just search MoneyBass Fishing on YouTube, then you should see 2 live streams come up, and you just want to choose the one that has the live stream for the horizontal view. And basically, the only difference, guys, is that the vertical view is generally where people find the channel at. Shout out to Spot Snatcher. He said he watched it. Good deal. All right, let's keep on moving, guys. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me just try throwing my crankbait. All right, and I do need to adjust it. I'd had a different crankbait on here. So now that I changed it, I need to adjust the brake system on here. Just a little bit. cranking. All right, let's go ahead and pack up and move, guys. And keep on moving. Because what did I say? We have 1 hour. 1 hour on the shot clock. All right, let's move. All right, TC. TC, you can go ahead and stay on the vertical for now. I guess that'll be fine. Spot Snatcher says those big girl largemouth are up north mostly. Yep, so that's where I headed to. So I was pretty much, I was kind of junk fishing, but was targeting things where I kind of felt the largemouth would be located at. Spot Snatcher says moving bait or finesse for the big one. Shaky head. I got that big one on a shaky head on wood. Shaky head on wood. All right. I just want to come back to this point because there was some nice looking rocks and stuff over here. But last time the wind was howling just a little too much. So I wasn't able to stay over here. But now I want to take a look and see if these fish are setting up over here. Just right here on this point. Sitting in about 15 feet of water right now. Water temps are increasing. We're sitting at about 47 degrees now. It was actually water temps for 43 degrees where I caught that largemouth at. About 43-degree water temp. And it was shallow. Very shallow. Shout out to the Facebook crew. I see you guys in the chat. All right, does anybody have any tournaments coming up this weekend? What kind of plans do you guys have? All right, let's go ahead and go to 360 for a minute. Big Girl says next week you will be on Lake Lanier. What date is that? Tex Nuke says had one Saturday. They just moved it to Sunday to avoid bad weather. Okay. Ricky Bobby says, first tournament out of state is Mother's Day weekend. Uh-oh. How's that going to work out? Is that a good thing or bad thing? Ricky Bobby says, our water is frozen. Spot Snatcher caught a 5.13 last time out. He said, they're getting ready. Okay. Big Roll said on the 21st. All right, good deal. Make sure you guys tune in on the 22nd. On the 22nd, we will be live and in action on Lake Allatoona for the next episode of Battle of the Anglers. Spot Snatcher said those Mother's Day tournaments are tricky. I bet they are. Shout out to Julian Garcia. He said, oh, yes. I bet they are. Oh, my goodness. Who would do something like that? I bet the person who set up a tournament on Mother's Day is either single, divorced, or unhappily married. Is that the word? He's like, hey, I want some other guys to be like me. He's like, hey, guys, come and be like me. Let me set up a tournament on Mother's Day so we can all hang out and live some single lives. TC Outdoor said, how do you get on Battle of the Anglers? So TC Outdoor, send me an email to moneybass404@gmail.com. My contact information is in the links in the description because we're going to be doing another big bass battle also. So if anybody is interested in participating in the Battle of the Anglers, Big Bass Battle style tournament, the live tournaments that you guys see us hosting, we'll be doing those every month. Just reach out and send me an email. Email moneybass404@gmail.com. Spot Snatcher says, or about to be. Oh, goodness. Ricky Bobby says, first tournament of the year is always Mother's Day weekend, around 200 boats. Oh, my goodness. So, Ricky Bobby, who is the person who sets up that tournament? Can you find out if they are single, divorced, or unhappily married? Which one are they? Julian says, what other chat are you reading? All right, so Julian, the vertical stream, the vertical chat that you're watching, generally is for new people who haven't been to the channel before. But if you go to, well, I'm reading the chats from, I think they're both combined on here. But if you go to there's another live stream that is widescreen, and that's the main channel. So just head on over there, and that's where the majority of the comments will probably be coming from. Okay. Wait a minute. All right, I saw something back this way. Let's just take a look and see. Shout out to Spot Snatcher. All right, Spot Snatcher, go ahead and shoot me an email. Ricky Bobby says, but I'll travel south for that one. Our water is frozen until April, May. Oh, my goodness. Ricky Bobby says, money, I will check. It's the Shauna Open. What is that, Shano? I saying that right? All right, Georgia Dog says MLF did. I won a BFL on Hartwell on Mother's Day. Oh my goodness. Big Rose says, show me the money. Big Rose trying to walk away with some money on the 21st. I guess you're gonna be fishing late, Lanier. Julian says, you ever go fly fishing? I have not. Spot Snatcher says, how about Bassmaster getting one on a grub? Man, you know, I used to kill him on that grub. I used to throw that grub on a Carolina rig. And what color was it that I used to throw? It was like a watermelon or a, yeah, it was like a watermelon seed, I think, was a color that I used to throw a lot. So I just cast right out there about 70 feet. You can kind of see my bait falling down right here. I'm throwing it right down into that cover. Looks like I saw some movement out there, so we're gonna check it out. We're gonna make that cast, and then we're gonna jet if we don't get any hits right there. How much more time do we have on the shot clock? Goodness gracious, time goes by fast. Seems like I spent most of my time getting set up today. But I will be gone for the next few days, guys. All right, so yeah, if anybody's interested, just send me an email to moneybass404@gmail.com. Ricky Bobby says, you said it right. He says, I'm shocked. He said, our towns are names are stupid this way. I'm going to go to a place where I can throw the shaky head and the crankbait. So when you're going to throw, let's say you're fishing like a slow moving bait, like a shaky head, or you're throwing like a paddle tail minnow or something like that. When you pull up to a spot, do you throw the moving bait first, like the crankbait, or do you throw the worm style bait first? Which one do you guys do first, and why? In the chat. Which one and why? All right, let's spin around and go back over to this point. So when you guys first pull up to a spot, and you know you're gonna throw like a worm style bait and maybe like a moving bait, a swim bait, a little paddle tail bait, crankbait, something like that, and you're also gonna maybe throw a Carolina rig, Nico rig, shaky head. Which one do you guys start off with? Do you start off with the moving bait first, or do you start off with the worm bait first, and then switch to the other one? All right, let's go ahead and back up, roll out to another spot, guys. Not really seeing anything here, and time is limited. You know, like the Battle of the Anglers, when we're out here, guys, we're either on the lake for 4 hours or 5 hours. And just think, a regular tournament day is generally like 8 to 9 hours. But when we're out here for Battle of the Anglers, we have 4 to 5 hours to get out here and make things happen as fast as we can. Shout out to Brandon Young. He says, how are you fishing? Pulling up the point, throwing a crankbait and a shaky head today. I know you were out here doing a good job on the lake. You should have told me you were coming out. I need to come out with you, learn how to fish those those minnow baits. All right, so let's see. You guys throw the moving bait first, Burn season says Battle of the Viewers is going to be a monthly thing now. Battle of the Viewers, huh? Yes, sir. We're going to be out here making it happen. TC Outdoor says, sounds good. We catching 5-pounders pretty easy over here. Oh, okay. All right, Spot Snatcher says, moving first, then to get the active fish. Okay. Ricky Bobby says, depends on if I got hit on the prior one. Julian says, moving, then follow with the worm. Wow, okay. See, so you guys aren't worried about that pulling the fish towards the boat if you throw your moving bait first? All right, let me change it up. Bear with me again, guys. All right, so this is another rocky point right here. So I'm gonna pull up on this. You guys said you'll throw a moving bait first. All right, well, let's try it. A lot of times I like throwing my worms first so that I don't pull the fish towards the boat. All right, so we threw the moving bait first. I don't see any followers. No hits or anything. Might have some activity out on the bottom. All right, so I just threw that a few times. Now let's go to the bottom. See if the fish might be hugging the bottom out there. Let's hop back into the chat. Roy says the water temp is about 47 degrees where I'm at right now. But those fish that I caught this weekend, or at least that biggest one, it was sitting in about 43-degree water. 43 degrees. All right, let's see. Country Boy Fishing said, it's hard out there right now. But I thought you were out here crushing them, Country Boy. How many fish did you catch today? Spot Snatcher says, just remember your cast line up and throw exactly same cast if you get bites. With a slow presentation, all right. TC Outdoor says, how many subs do you need to go live? You need 50. A nice and easy 50. Spot Snatcher says, it's worked for 20 plus wins on Lanier. Oh my goodness. Roy said, how are things going? It's going. I spend a lot of my time out here messing around, setting stuff up, tying on, all that kind of stuff. We still have 30 minutes on the shot clock, guys. Who thinks I'll be able to get at least one to the boat in the next 30 minutes? Put yes in the chat if you think I can make it happen. And put no way if you think there's a skunk in the live well today. What do you think? Shout out to Blaster. Blaster came through. He said, hit me with the yes. Big Ro says, I don't. Okay, Big Ro. I see how it is. Country Boy Fishing says, nah. Oh, my goodness. TC Outdoors said, I'm going to get hit with an FBS. Okay. Oh, Dottie. Not you too, Dottie. I can't believe it. Now my feelings are hurt. Dottie said, I've been kind of iffy. Dottie, did you see the post that I put out about the tournament this weekend? Did you see the post from this weekend, Dottie? Dottie says, I'm iffy. My feelings are hurt. I can feel it. Oh, my goodness. And don't laugh at that, Big Ro. Don't encourage that type of behavior. I can't believe Dottie said that about me. She said, yes, congratulations on first place. But she said, but you're still kind of iffy. She said, you're either going to get first place or last place. Roy said, did you change your up units on the deck? What do you mean? Roy, re-ask the question. I didn't get it. Spot Snatcher says, he's just trying to save Whipstick's money. Shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. He said, y'all don't want this money. All right, guys, and you know season is fast approaching. Whenever it's going to be time for you guys to start making those calls to the lawn service companies and stuff like that, make sure you keep SWAT Lawn Operations in mind for that because they're supporting us, so we got to support them too, guys. Big Ro said, you fishing against scrubs. Big Ro, I was fishing against you. So what are you saying? What are you saying, Big Ro? I don't think Big Ro has won any of the Battle of the Anglers. What's another word for none? Not any? Has anybody ever heard the word nan? What does nan mean? Can somebody translate nan? Big Ro said, you didn't beat me but one time, sir. You know in Battle of the Anglers, either you're first or you're tied for last place. Battle of the Anglers is either first or tied for last. Those are your two options. Battle of the Anglers will hurt your feelings. And you'll hear about it while you're out there trying to catch some fish. All right, let's go ahead and move again. Get to another spot. Oh, he said, did I change a unit to the front of the boat? No, I've had those up there for a while. I mean, I used to keep that 12 at the console back when I used to do a lot of scanning and stuff like that. Spot Snatcher said nary. Yeah, Blaster says, oh, not Dottie. Yep, Dottie. Not now, Nutter. Nothing at all. All right, let's ease on back here to one of these coves. This isn't where I wanted to come to. Let's go ahead and move again. Spot Snatch says, does the rod benders go to the TBF or Bass Top 6? We used to, but I don't think we've had anybody that has participated in that for a while. Shout out to the He said, I'm still the hog catcher. The Bass Hunter said he was trying to be quiet. Uh-oh. What you got to say, Bass Hunter? Let's go ahead and get the crankbait out. We're just gonna move and fish this cove right here. I was trying to get in 2 hours out here, guys, but I got a late start today because we're still testing some things out. Man, you know, I broke my bill on my red flat side crankbait, and that's really what I want to be throwing. So let me look in the box and see if I should have another one in there. Let's take a look and see. All right, let's see what we have here. What do we have here? Do I have another red? There we go. I got another one. That's why you always want to buy two, just in case one breaks during the tournament, right? I remember I got these things on sale. Which one has more weight to it? That one or this one? Let's try this one. You know, I bought these things on sale and didn't really, haven't really used them. So let's just try it out and see what happens. All right, so when I change my crankbaits out, so for one, I put these quick clips on here. And I kind of leave my crankbaits out for a while so they'll dry off before I put them back in the box, so I don't get that moisture in there. All right, there we go. We'll try this crankbait out. I haven't thrown it before, so we'll see what it does. Smart Snatcher says, I used to also have rod benders guys as co-anchors. Always fun. Okay, was that back when you fished Eufaula? Did you fish Eufaula back then? Man, a crankbait bite would be fun right about now. Well, I'm trying to cast into the wind. I didn't set my brakes on this one before I started casting with it either. But it's all good. Dottie said, Money Bass been iffy. Oh my goodness. Not Dottie turning on me. Where did the love go? Spotsnut says, you follow Clarks Hill and West Point. So Whipstick did fish with somebody on Eufaula some years ago in the top 6. And he said that guy was throwing I believe a Carolina rig in the middle of a cove and lighting them up, and even passed him the bait he was using and let him cast there a few times. So yeah, that was a good times. I never did fish it though. All right, let's move up to the other side of this pocket. I'll throw a crankbait through here. We get to the other side. All right. Okay, I think we have a bite coming up, guys. I think we have a bite. I think we might have a good one. Let's see. Spotsnut says, I made state team, Clarks Hill and West Point. Okay. Blaster said, Dottie been hanging with Frisco and Phil. Just make sure it's sitting on the bottom. Man, everybody catching fish on these little minnows. I might need to come out here and spend some time actually trying to practice some minnow fishing. Phil said, why are you mentioning my name? Spotsnut says, I feel some sensational bendation incoming. All right, let's see. You know what? I might need to switch over to like a little minnow bait or something. Let's bring that through there one more time. One more again. Phil said, you know I was going to tell you good job in that tournament. And now I don't know if I want to congratulate you or not. Why I got to be like that, Phil? Why I have to get treated bad, Phil? Phil says, I was going to tell you that money rules. Frisco drool. Is that right? All right, let's see. Uh-oh, time is ticking, guys. The shot clock is getting away from me. Let's go ahead and ease on around to this cove real quick. All right, so remember, guys, we are still testing out the Starlink. So you guys see that right there? I have the Starlink set up on the boat. Real nice, quick and easy setup. So what do you guys think so far? This is what, maybe the third time I've come out using the Starlink. What do you guys think about the quality of the reception, the image quality, and all that kind of stuff? Because we're going to be upgrading Battle of the Anglers too. It's going to be high quality, high quality. All right, but what do you guys think? Give me some feedback. What do you guys think about the image? Does it look better, worse, the same? What do you guys think? What did Blaster say? He says, on this is where y'all at on the vertical stream. Oh, okay. That says, Blasted, I'm appalled. Shame on you. All right, so Blaster says, less buffering. Timothy Turner says, so what did you catch the big largemouth on in that tourney? Thompson Creek or Yellow Creek? I don't even know what the name of the creek it was that I was in, but I caught it on a shaky head. Shaky head. All right, so you said the image is about the same but less buffering. I thought the image was a lot more crisp. Because the other one, like when I go back and watch some of the older ones, it seems kind of blurry. But we shall see. We'll see. Remember, guys, if you want to participate in a Battle of the Anglers live, make sure you reach out to me at moneybass404@gmail.com. And what I'll probably do on the next one is I will host it. So I will be in the studio, and there will be 6 of you guys out live battling it out to see who can walk away with that win. All right, so that's probably what we'll do for one of the next ones. So if you're interested in that, more than likely it will be on Lake Lanier is probably where we'll kick the first one off at. So if you want to participate in that, make sure you reach out to me, guys, because I'm going to be setting that one up. And the first 6 people that register will be able to participate. Now, let me tell you this. If you have social media or if you have some type of social media presence, I would say you want to be on something like that because it definitely does give you exposure to a new audience. So as far as like how you guys see advertisers and stuff on the platform and different things like that, that's why, because you'll get access to, I don't know, hopefully a few thousand views, something like that. But you never know. You never know. And then you want to blast it out to everybody on your social media. So let's say if there's 6 different people that are participating and each one of those 6 have their own social media and they're blasting that out to their following, then now you have gained access to each other's following too. So that's kind of how you want to look at it. So if you're interested in participating in the Battle of the Anglers being live, make sure you reach out to me at moneybass404@gmail.com. And if you have social media, make sure you put your social media info in the email. We'll get a lineup. Probably start off with 6 guys and gals. Patricia won't come and get in. Dottie said she can catch a fish too. She said, "What's up with that?" The bass hunter says you won with 2 fish. Bass hunter, who are you talking about? Are you talking to Are you talking about this weekend? Shout out to Gary Lucas. He said, "Let's go." He said, "Let's get it." Bass hunter, you talking about me this weekend? I have 4 fish this weekend. Go to FishXLive. Go to FishXLive and just take a look at the leaderboard. And then remember, for anybody that doesn't know, if you go to FishXLive, you can watch the tournaments live. And you can watch live weigh-ins also. So the weigh-in was live. So all you have to do, if you guys want to see the live weigh-in that we're talking about from this weekend, just go to fishxlive.com. And if somebody can go there now, go to fishxlive.com and you want to choose that first tournament. Obviously, it's over now, but it'll say Lake Lanier. It's the Rob Bender's Lake Lanier tournament. It'll be the first tournament. Once you go to fishxlive.com, click on the tournaments tab. When you click on the tournaments tab, then you'll see the Lake Lanier tournament that just ended this weekend. Just click on watch live, and it'll take you to where you can watch the video and look at the leaderboard. When you look at the leaderboard, you'll see my name on there. You'll see MoneyBass on there. Click on my name and you'll be able to see the pictures of the fish that I caught. So take a look at that, Bass Hunter, and tell me what you think. Let's see, what time is it, guys? How much time we have on the... So we're technically only supposed to have about 5 more minutes on the shot clock. Dottie said, "You've been kind of iffy lately." Money Bay, yeah, Dottie, I've been having a lot on my mind. I've been trying to get some things running, some things set up. But you saw I can focus during the tournament though, Dottie. I can focus. And I was not live at all during that tournament. So the tournament on Saturday, I was not live at all. So I was just focusing on fishing. Had a co-angler on the boat, had a good time hanging out with the co-angler. Blaster says, "Okay, at 1080p. Nice. I think I can dive into the lake." So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So right now we're running 1080, Blaster. Before it was 720. So does anybody else notice any difference in the quality of the video between now, maybe like the last, what was it, maybe 3 or 4 streams versus the way that they were before? Because before we were running 720 and I was not running the Starlink. So, I mean, we were running 720 without the Starlink. Now we're running 1080 with the Starlink. So you guys said there's been definitely a lot less buffering and the quality of the image should have been pretty much steady. sitting here staying on this point because I know there's fish on this point, but it's just a matter of if I can get them to bite or not. Blaster says, okay, dang money. I just changed to 1080. He says, wow, okay, so you see now. Phil says, you didn't have any room for your skunk. That's why you won. All right, Blast, you said you can see the ripple in the water and everything now, right? So, yeah, so the video is now in 1080. And see, the other thing is a lot of people, they actually watch on their TVs too. So is there anybody in the chat that's actually watching on your TV? Type TV in the chat if you're watching on your TV instead of your computer or your... Yeah, actually put phone, computer, or TV in the chat. Let's see what you guys are watching. What you guys are watching on. Shout out to the Bass Hunter. It looks like he went and pulled up the leaderboard. He says MoneyBass had 14.68 pounds, and you did Perez dirty again. Oh, yeah, he didn't like it. He came over to me. He said, hey, this isn't going to keep happening. Spotner says, it's so clear. I see your bait down there. Oh, okay, okay. Black says, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Bernstein says, money, why so many scopers bomb out at Gunnersville? Oh, my goodness, Bernstein, you trying to start some problems. Why do you think, Bernstein? Let's see, what do you think? Why do you think so many scopers bombed out at Gunnersville? Shout out to Fred. Fred says, congrats on the win and big fish. I know the bendation was real. Oh, yeah, the bendation was insane. The bendation was egregious. The bendation was egregious. Man, I thought I had the mega bass, guys. You remember, if I catch a 7-pounder, that 7-pounder is worth about $5,300. And that's why I was largemouth hunting. I was like, I'm going to get that 7-pounder today. Man, when that fish came out of the water, I was like, oh my God, it's about to happen. And my co-angler, when I was trying to weigh the fish, the co-angler, he was like, why are you shaking like that? I'm like, man, that's a $5,000 bill I'm holding in my hand. I thought it was over. But man, that is so nerve-wracking. Whenever you hook a fish like that and that thing comes out of the water and you're just like, oh my goodness, please no. That thing came out of the water. It had a humongous head on it. All right, so let's see. Spot Snatcher's watching on his phone. Bernstein says dog water without scope. Oh my goodness. Phil said he's on the TV. Blaster says on phone now. Just got home, about to catch you on my TV. All right, so I guess I'll stay on so Blaster can see it on TV. But I think, how much more time we have? I think we'll do another 10 minutes, guys. Another 10 minutes. Now let me see. All right, let's focus for 10 minutes. I'm gonna focus for 10 minutes since Dottie said I can't do it. 10 minutes. Ten minutes of focus. TC said on my fridge. He's watching on his fridge. Big Bro said, this is so sad. All right, shout out to Bernstein, says he'll be on in the springtime. Bernstein says only if Hawk is there so I can whip him. So you want a piece of the chicken, Hawk, huh? All right, so we're coming up on 1.5 hours. Now, on Saturday, guys, it was tough. It was tough. I think at around 10 or 11 o'clock, I still hadn't got a bite, and I didn't have any fish. And so let's say if we blasted off around, let's just say 7 o'clock. I'm not really sure what time it was, but let's just say it was 7. So from 7 to 11, that's what, 4 hours? 4 hours. I didn't even have a bite yet. Then I caught that first fish on a red crankbait. Had to slow it down to finish out the day. Phil said, was Whipstick your co-angler? No, sir. No, Whipstick wasn't in the tournament. All right, now remember, if you are interested in participating in the Battle of the Anglers, guys, it's going to be limited. There's only going to be 6 slots. 6 slots. So make sure you send me a message. You email me right away at moneybass404@gmail.com. Moneybass404@gmail.com. And if you have social media, make sure you put your links to your social media in the email. If you have social media or something like that, look at this as a marketing opportunity for your platform. And we're also going to do a big bass battle. The big bass battle is regardless of what state you're in, you will be able to participate. So it'll probably be the same thing. 6 guys, 6 different states, and you pick your own lake. Whatever lake you feel you can catch the biggest bass in, it is the big bass battle. So only the biggest fish will count. So let's say if you catch 15 2-pounders and somebody else only catches one fish the entire time, but that one fish is a 5.5-pounder, they won. Because it's a big bass, guys. It'll just be for the biggest bass. So you want to go to whatever lake. You can't go to no little stocked pond. No pond stocked with 5-pounders that nobody fishes. You have to pick a lake. Go to a lake. And that's what it's going to be. So that one is what we call the big bass battle. Now we had one of those so far, and Texas Noop is the reigning champ. He's in Texas. So he caught it. And it wasn't really a big fish that day. It was tough. It was tough for everybody. Big Rose said Whipstick can't fish. TC said he's going to Mexico. All right, TC, go ahead to Mexico. If you go to Mexico and you lose, oh my goodness, that's going to be terrible. We're going to laugh at you. Spot Snatcher said, what month would that be? Don't have a month, day, or anything picked out yet. Right now, if anybody's interested in participating in something like that, just send me a message, and then I can start putting together the details of it. But we may do a few of those. So the Battle of the Anglers will probably be every month. Eventually, we're going to add in some kayak people that may be interested in participating. So we have a little kayak series going on. Phil said, does peacock bass from Florida count? I don't think those count. I haven't seen a peacock bass tournament before. Has anybody ever fished a peacock bass tournament? All right, guys, we have 4 minutes left on the shot clock. Man, what do you guys think about that view out there? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, I want to give another big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, guys, one of the original sponsors of this thing we call Bass for Cash. I guess I got to stop being lazy too, guys. When I come out here, I don't really run around too much like I used to. Dottie said, you're getting kind of iffy. So I guess I do need to straighten up. I guess I need to straighten up, guys. I'll come out here and move to some different areas of the lake and kind of scout these fish out and start getting them to the boat like we used to on a Bass for Cash episode. Also, make sure you guys support the people that support Bass for Cash. I was able to get a discount code if anybody's interested in these rods, reels, or any of these different baits and things like that. Check the description. The links are in the description, guys. Also, if you go to Ducket Fishing, ducketfishing.com, you can enter the code MoneyBass and you guys can get a 15% discount on any of the products, rods, reels, gear, and stuff like that that you see there. All right. So as more sponsors come on board, I'll continue to let you guys, pass on the savings to you guys. And if there's anything you guys are interested in, make sure you let me know that too, and I can reach out and see if I can, get some discounts for you guys. But I always put it down in the description, so you want to read like that scrolling bar, and just click on the description of the video itself, and it'll give you more information about different things that we have available. All right. How much time is on the shot clock? 2 minutes. 2 minutes on the shot clock. Yeah, and I'm not really seeing any signs of life either. No signs of life as 2 minutes tick on by, enjoying the beautiful sunset. Shout out to Andrew. All right, let me hop back in the chat real quick. Phil said, I guess you don't have any fish. That says, wow, TV at 1080p is nice. Oh, yes, it is. All right, let's see. What else do we have, guys? All right. It's kind of relaxing out here. I'm going to ease over here and go to this point, and then that'll be a wrap. How about that? Got to get home and do some reconnaissance. Got to check the gigabytes and all that kind of stuff, guys. Like I told you, we're still out here testing some things out, getting ready for the 2026 season. We already have the first tournament under our belts. Shout out to the Bass Hunter. He walked away with a win at Lake Altoona. But we're gonna run it back. Somebody said they wanted a redo. They wanted some revenge. So we're gonna see if we can make it happen. So remember, mark your calendars. February 22nd is when we will be running the next Battle of the Anglers, guys. And we're going to be expanding for 2026. So like I said, if you're interested, if you want to hop in on the action, send me an email to moneybass404@gmail.com. Shout out to Mr. Hurst in the chat. Phil said, I'm just hanging out with that skunk in your boat. We'll have to gigabytes, and gigawatts. Uh-oh. Spot Snatcher said he's ready. Yeah, if I was fishing a tournament again, I'd probably run up north instead of staying on the south end, just to try something different. The water temps were a little cooler up there because, like I said, I was fishing 43-degree water where I was catching my fish at, and those fish were coming out looking frozen. Their eyes looked like they were barely alive, but obviously they were alive. One of them I reeled in. I was like, man, is this fish dead? When I got it to the boat, I mean, actually, when I was reeling in, it just felt like dead weight. Uh-oh, we're in overtime, guys. Phil said, you got to start fishing like you're in a tournament. It's hard, Phil. When I'm in a tournament, my mindset is a lot different. When I'm out here just relaxing, chillaxing, hanging out with the chat, you guys are like, hey, bud, uh, we want to do some bass for cash. Spotsner says, don't come up here near me. Leave them alone. Black said, bass for cash is real, so we heard. Neil said, which hand do you reel your bait caster with? My right hand. But if I had to do it over again, I would have learned to reel with my left hand on both. But it's just the luck of the draw. My uncles and I used to fish with my uncles. They never taught me to to fish with the other side. They may have. Well, actually, they probably didn't since I have mine set up like this. Fred said, if the fish looked dead, that means the hook set was egregious. Hey, I did knock his mouthpiece off, Fred. He was concussed. He was concussed. All right, Blaster, I'll let you do this. So, Blaster, you know you can time people out, right? Oh, you know what? I know why you can't do it. Go to the vertical screen real quick, Blaster, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's see if you can take care of it. Give you a little bit of practice. Go over to the vertical side and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, now there's something right in the center of that ditch. So right there, you can see my bait coming down. Can you guys see that? That little blip is my bait. And there's some cover right out there that I saw. It's going right down into it. I didn't see anything come out of there. So yeah, it's kind of dead. It's kind of dead out here, guys. Let's see, what did Blaster say? All right, so do you see it, Blaster? You have a twin that's going nuts. Did you get him, Blaster? What happened? Blaster, you said, why am I growling? You're not. You have a bot or a troll in there. I'm trying to see if you can handle some business. So just click on the name, Blaster. Blaster says, I got him. Blaster says, I got him. Shout out to Blaster. All right, guys, this is gonna be the last cast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cast right down the center of this cove. Now, when I come out here, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's see. Tomorrow I will have to come out here earlier in the day tomorrow. So tomorrow I will come out here and probably put in 2 hours, but I'm gonna run to a different part of the lake tomorrow. Make sure we get some bass for cash action going on before I log off for maybe like 3 days. I will be out. All right, let's see. Phil said, keep him out for good. All right, so we're on the bottom, guys. Oh my goodness, and we got him. Did we get him, guys? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We got him. I was like, why is it moving sideways? The bendation, is the bendation sensational? I mean, it has a little bend to it. Do you see that? We got a little something, unless he just ain't fighting yet. I can't really tell. Oh, there he goes, way down there. Do you guys see him? Do you see him in 1080p? Oh my goodness, he's down in that ditch. And he's spitting up shad. Down in that ditch. Last cast too, guys. Last cast. And we got him. Get back over here. We're gonna see if we can flip him. Can we flip him? Wait, let's pull him back. Oh goodness, this way. Come on back over here. Boom! And we got him with the flip. Hit him in the lip and got him with the flip. Bam! Right in that mouthpiece. What do you guys think about that save? Last cast of the day. And we're about to head on out. Where's Dottie at? I want to know what Dottie has to say. Shout out to Blast. He says, I knew you could do it. He said, I knew you could do it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. All right, now we're going to see if somebody can walk away with this cash. Big Ro, you can't play. Dottie, you can't play either. You guys can't participate. You eliminated. All right, there we go. Remember, guys, you have to subscribe to the channel. If you are not a subscriber, you will not be able to participate. That's all you got to do. It doesn't cost anything to participate in Bass for Cash. All you have to do is participate by subscribing. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this in the live well. Let's go ahead and get a measurement on it real quick. All right. You guys see, we're sitting at about a 17. Can you see it? It's about a 17. All right, let's go ahead and put it in the live well just for a quick minute. So we got 17 inches off in the ditch. Spot Snatcher said a ditch pickle. That's right. All right, there we go. Can I get a hand clap? All right, now let's see. Let's see what you guys are talking about in the chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me check something. Hold on, guys. Just bear with me. Oh, you guys can see. You guys can see my message, huh? Hold on. I'm about to get in some trouble, guys. All right. All right. We have a little bit of time to do a quick weigh-in. All right, let me hop back into the chat first. Where's my chat? Big Rose said, Karate Kid. Dottie says, it's always the last cast. Dottie said, about time. I'm looking in the chat, guys. Let's see what you guys had to say. Just talking bad about me. Dottie and Big Ro can't participate. They on punishment. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Blessed says, your chat, I'm prepared. Okay. Neil says, you must be kidding. Big Bro said, okay then. I knew you could do it. It might be a bluegill. Oh, Phil. Phil, you disqualified too. Phil, you can't participate. If you hate, you can't participate. We got enthusiastic Minnie in the chat says, hi everyone. I am Isaac. What's going on, Isaac? All right, Neil says, got to love that last cast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to Georgia Dogs. Dottie said about time. Dottie says it's always the last cast. She has spent hundred. Okay, shout out to. Okay, well yeah, they're gone now. TC said my FBS was wrong. That's right, man. You guys were getting active in the chat. Let me scroll through here real quick. Neil says when is the next Battle of the Anglers? On the 22nd. On the 22nd is the next Battle of the Anglers. It'll take place on Lake Altoona. Lake Altoona is the next Battle of the Anglers. TC said the new Cobra Kid. Andrew says 2 pounds 9 ounces. We haven't even opened the scales yet. Big Bro said lies. Shout out to Enthusiastic Man. He said, hey, I subscribed. All right, well, that means you can participate in this thing we call Bass for Cash. All you got to do, whenever you see scales open, you have 2 minutes to put your weight. You get one guess and one guess only. If you are able to guess the weight of the chat, but you need to read the rules of engagement in the description if you want to get paid. All right. TC Outdoor says, where's the DQ Queen? I do not know. All right, but what we will do for those last 2 minutes, for these last 2 minutes, I'm going to fish while you guys, because there's probably some more fish down there in that ditch. That's really why I came back here. I should have just came straight back to this ditch instead of staying over there wasting time at that secondary point. All right, Blaster, let me know when you are ready. Type ready in the chat whenever you're ready to open the scales. Remember, guys, you must be a subscriber. You must be a subscriber to participate. All right. All right. So listen, the people on the vertical stream. Andrew, I see you're on the vertical stream. Who else is on the vertical? Enthusiastic Minnie, you're on the vertical stream. Who else? Who else? Neil, you are still on the vertical stream. So make sure you guys go over to the wide screen because that is how your votes will count. I mean, that's how your weights will count. All right. You have to go over to the to the horizontal live stream. If you guys take a look, you can see that I'm running a vertical stream and a wide screen. live. So it's a dual lives. Now the people on Facebook, you should be fine. So you can still stay on Facebook and put your guesses in the chat. Blaster says he's gone from there. Let's see. Andrew said he's ready. Andrew, you're still on the vertical stream. You have to come over to the wide screen. Andrew says, sorry, just so happy for you to catch that bass. All right. All right, Blaster. You see some Blaster, go back over to the vertical stream real quick and tell everybody, well, take care of some business first, because you'll see it as soon as you get there. Your twin is back. Shout out to Neil. Neil moved over. We're going to let it go all the way to the bottom. All right, Phil, you are still on the vertical stream. You have to come over to the horizontal. I mean, to the horizontal screen, Phil. TC says, I thought that was last cast. So that was the official last cast, TC. All we're doing right now is we're about to weigh this fish. I was just giving you guys a few minutes to get over to the other live stream. So Enthusiastic Minnie and Phil, I need you guys to come over if you want to participate in Bass for Cash. Remember, all you have to do is subscribe, but you have to come over to the full screen. All right, Blaster. Whenever you get back to the full screen, just type ready in the chat. Then I'll show the So we gave them about 2 minutes. We gave them a little more than 2 minutes. So if they're guessing they're not in the full screen, then it does not count, guys. All right, so Blaster, once you get back over, okay, so you're ready. Just type ready in the chat. Shout out to Enthusiastic Minnie is here. Big Rose said I'm having a drink. Oh my goodness. Do you guys see who is in the chat? If you see something, say something. Oh my goodness. If you see something, say something. Shout out to Big Ro. He's the first one to see something and say something. The DQ Queen is here. All right, DQ Queen, we are about to weigh this fish. Just type ready in the chat if you're ready to go ahead and see if you're going to DQ somebody today. And so we've already informed everybody they have to be in the wide screen live to participate. We got Donald Brown. Shout out to Donald. He says, what lake? I'm out here on Lake Lanier. All right, AC, are you in the chat? AC, are you still in the chat? Is AC in the chat? All right, AC, type ready when you are ready, and then I'm going to show the fish and we can open the scales up. Yep, you're on the right format. All right, AC says ready, guys. All right, so we're about to see if we can make it happen. And actually, let me go ahead and make this cast out here. And then we are about to show the fish and open the scales up. All right, remember, guys, it is a cool 17-incher. Shout out to FishXLive and big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. We're about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Remember, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel to participate, guess the weight of the fish, and you can walk away with some cash in your pocket. Now, remember, there's an extra bonus. There's a bonus 40 bucks up for grabs right now. Shout out to Texas Newt. Now, you guys see it? You can go ahead and open the scales, AC. Once you guys see scales open, you have 2 minutes. Scales are officially open, guys. Here we go. What do you think this fish weighs? And let's see if we're going to have anybody get DQ'd. If you get disqualified, don't let it hurt your feelings too bad. It just means you didn't follow the instructions. but you'll learn for the next time. All right, so you guys have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. Okay, I see some decent guesses in the chat. Okay, I see the. All right, looks like everybody followed instructions. All the guesses look like the people. Shout out to Jarvis. Jarvis in the chat says, "What's good? Congrats on the tourney win. Appreciate that, sir." Remember, guys, come over to the big screen, to the full screen, to participate in Bass for Cash. All right, Jarvis and Andrew, you guys are on the vertical screen. Remember, everybody has to be over on the wide screen. You have to be on the wide screen to participate. Scales are now closed, everybody. Scales are closed. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can make it happen. Is anybody going to walk away with a win on this one? We're going to get straight to it, too, guys. All right, let's go ahead and zero it out. All right, now I think this fish, it's over 2. I'll say this fish is like a 2. This is 2.5. I say it's like a 2.43. I'm going to go with a 2.43 on this one, guys. All right, we're zeroed out. I see a 2.43, and what are we looking at? 2.33. Did anybody guess a 2.33? 2.33. All right, 2.33. There you have it. 2.33. Did anybody get it? Let's go ahead and put this one back. And let's hit the road, Jack. All right, AC. AC is tallying it up. 2.33. Did anybody get it? No official winner. Oh my goodness. If Whipstick was here, what would he have to say about that? Dottie said that fish looks so little. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Dottie. TC Outdoors hit me with the drum roll. TC says, no, I was off by .1. What's going on, James Larry? Haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you back in the chat. Andrew said 2.33. Andrew said, let me guess 2.33. Oh my goodness, guys. Let's see what else you guys are saying in the chat. Blessing says some were close. Neil said, yep, y'all were close. Shout out to AC. She said, y'all don't want this money. All right, guys, there she have it. We're going to go ahead and close it out. Big shout out to FishXLive.com. And of course, as always, big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. You have to support the companies and businesses that support us, the fishing community. SWAT Lawn Operations is definitely one of those companies, guys. And it is almost that time of year where you will need that outdoor lawn services, outdoor just about everything, anything that you need taken care of. Make sure you reach out to SWAT Lawn Operations, guys. But y'all just didn't want this money. They've been trying to give away this money, but y'all just don't want it. Also, make sure you guys support the companies that support us. If you look down at the bottom, you see I have discount codes down here. If you're interested in any of the products you guys see me fishing with, rods, reels, baits, any of that good kind of stuff, use code MoneyBass at ducketfishing.com and you can get a 15% discount. All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe you guys will want this money tomorrow. I don't know. But Whipstick said, y'all don't want this money. All right, everybody. I'll see you on the next live stream.